didn't really have the easiest childhood. Kind of started with, I got diagnosed with diabetes at a really young age, and then, a year after, I got diagnosed with epilepsy, so it was kind of back to back, and it caused, I don't want to say it caused a strain on my family, but it definitely caused a lot of worry about me, and, it changed how I live my life on a day-to-day basis.
Sure.
And, actually indirectly, my sister kind of saved my life at one point, because I'm going to tell this story.
All right.
I remember when I had my first seizure, I was in the bathtub. Me and Leo were in the bathtub.
Uh-huh.
And I went under.
Okay.
And she said, "Mom, Rachel's splashing me. Tell her to quit splashing me." Da, 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 and starts tattling. I mean, my mom coming in the bathroom, noticed I was having a seizure and pulled me out. I was submerged.
Okay.
And so I think, that caused a lot of trauma, not only for me, but for all involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary to watch a 7-year-old experience that. And
Yeah.
so I've had nothing but love and support regarding my health issues growing up, and I can't thank my sister or my mom enough for that.
Yeah.
I had a woman in my life that I looked up to, starting at a very young age, and she would always tell me that, it was my mom's fault I got diabetes. It's not my fault. It's not an autoimmune disorder. You had too much ice cream that day, so now you're affected for the rest of your life, right?
Okay.
And
Right.
try to kind of create a divide starting with that. And so I had a lot of back and forth between that woman and my mom. I had a lot of resentment for my mom growing up, which caused a lot of behavioral issues. And, I really looked up to this woman. And she I remember she told me, I used to have a mild intellectual disability. I still kind of do in terms of comprehending written and verbal instruction.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman would tell me, well, if you just took notes in school, if you just paid attention, you would do better. Like, you wouldn't be flunking all the time. But then I would go to school, I'd take notes, I'd do everything under the sun and still fail. So I was just like, I'm a failure. Growing up, I was like, I never felt good enough. I was mad at my mom. I was mad at the world. I was angry at everybody.
Sure.
And then I went into college. I remember I wanted to get a degree in either the health field or something related like nursing, and I was just failing left and right, like couldn't grasp it. And I finally decided to go into social work. I remember I used to lean a lot on my cousin Chelsea in terms of talking about these traumas and what was going on, and she would always kind of be the one to be like, your mom didn't do anything wrong, don't be mad. And, we both struggled with, mental health.
Mm-hmm.
She struggled a lot more with suicidal ideation.
Mm-hmm.
And she always told me, like, I'm always going to be here. We got each other no matter what. And then on January 29th, almost 2 years ago, she had committed suicide.
Yeah.
And that was right after I was in the middle of my social work program. It was right after I started with you.
Yeah, I remember.
So I just felt everything take a tumble again. After I thought I got it all together, I found what I wanted to do. I felt smart. I felt like I was thriving. That one person that kind of held everything together just left.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of a lot in one synopsis, but that's really the gist of it, the majority of it.
Yeah.
And so I remember I was down for like 6 months. My mental health was so bad. And, struggling to get out of bed was a major part of my day. The motivation to actually get up and go to class or sorry to say it, go to my internship,
No, totally
it was difficult. And I realized, that's when I realized social work is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I currently work for Washtenaw County CMH. I work in the Adults with Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Department.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a case manager.
Mm-hmm.
It is so rewarding. And I remember when I applied, I wanted to work in the mental illness department. And I got the confirmation email for my interview, and it said adult IDD. And I was like, oh, that's not what I want to do. But something in me was just kind of like, do it, try it. You might like it. And, I got hired. The week after my interview, I got hired. And it's tough working with adults with autism because sometimes they understand, sometimes, you know, they understand everything that's what's going on, and other times they don't. And so, you know, it's really challenging kind of trying to navigate, you know, you have to talk to each person differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I always told myself, like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, you know. But recently, there was something that really kind of sparked in me, and I was like, I need to stay with these people. They need somebody like me. And I remembered back when that woman that I was saying prior, she would say, you're stupid. You know, take notes in class and do what you're supposed to, and you'll succeed. You know, I had an intellectual disability. And I was like, there are so many people giving up on this population, and I cannot be one of them.
Yeah.